Okay, so basically from what I understood from week 3, week 4 is going to be way shorter because I'm saying too much words. And right now I try to do it in one take and make it shorter. So what Charlie Morgan is saying here, just some introduction, what we are going to cover in this module. And he say what happens if you not try to conquer the objection, they just obviously don't buy. And so what is useful point here is you can do it everything backwards. You can start from service delivery, just find someone. I already showed you, just join some school community and find someone with who you can do mock sales call or mock service delivery. Start from service delivery, then do mock sales call, then do mock cold call, and practice objections, or maybe some basic stuff as well. Not maybe, but definitely the full part, of sales call. Because obviously it is going to be sad for you if you make 10,000 cold calls, or I don't know, hundreds of sales calls, and you just don't close. So that's why do it backwards. Start from service delivery so you don't get a refund. Then do mock sales call. In that way you close more. Practice handling objections. Practice doing cold calls or sending cold emails. And only then just start doing it, because if you start doing it, and it's obviously useful because you already started, you're obviously way ahead from other people, but that's just my opinion on it.
You can bridge that gap.
Right now it's going to be something important. Please listen to that carefully, okay?
You can take them from being in this current frustrated situation with no customers to a situation where they've got more customers than they can actually handle. That's the only reason they're going to buy from you. They're not buying from you because you use lookalike audiences. They're not buying from you because you have the latest SEO keywords. They're not buying from you because you've got all of this fancy stuff, or you've got a fancy website. They are buying from you because of this core underpinning principle that basically governs every single decision we make as human beings. So I hope this is starting to make sense.
Yeah, and I see this with the agency owners, like they are making these websites and adding some value. I can improve performance of your website, I can audit your website. They don't care about that. When you go to website, do you really count that milliseconds of website loading? Really? So what Charlie Morgan said is, if you remember something that is important from this entire weeks, then it's going to be this. Remember where they are and where they want to be. Just look, he created this best SMA sales call scriptability 2025. Introduction 1 minute, questioning 20-30 minutes. That's where you spend the majority of your time. Understand where they are and where they want to be. Like where they are questions, it's like what you are currently doing, why you decided to book this call in the first place, why you just don't do it yourself, or are you aware that we are doing it with us? And no, I'll probably not say that, but you probably also need to pay for service. Why you just don't run ads yourself, and instead of paying for service, just invest more money in ads. What you're trying in the past, how is it going for you? Like, what is your team size? How much does it cost for you to acquire a new client? You can watch this video, you can find maybe some more questions that you can ask on question phase. And then you start asking them where they want to be. Like, what is your revenue goal? What is your, how many clients do you want? what that would do for you, like personally. They probably give you some service level answer like, oh, I would travel and buy this house and do this, do that. But yeah, if you just need to ask like some deeper understanding, but just where they want to be. Once again, remember what you're doing, you're defining where they are and defining where they want to be. That's all it is. It's about like sales. Just get this idea, because I will repeat that because it's really important. You are not selling like what you are doing. You are selling like your offer is like basically the bridge between two states. And I need to understand it myself as well if I'm going to rewatch even my own videos. Just define where they're at, and with your offer or your service, tell them how like you're going to get them to where they want to be. That's all it is.
Aftercare, come in what I call the aftercare, which is basically the follow-up. Okay, follow-up on every prospect at least 5 to 6 times. Most of your replies will come on follow-up 4, 5, and 6.
Follow up on people area, but generally speaking, like, you just don't want to have to constantly follow up on people, because it's just a waste of time. You know, if you've got to follow up on someone, chances are they're never going to buy from you. Now, that's not always going to be the case. Like I said, with organic attraction methods, it's important that you understand that not everyone's going to be in a position to buy there. They might need to talk to people. There's all sorts of stuff that goes on, but you want to do your best to get them closed on the call.
So what I can tell you about this follow-up thing is, don't really do, like, if you do just one follow-up, that's it. They probably already seen your email, they are not interested, that's why they're not replied. Obviously, you can do 3, 4, 5 follow-ups if they denote interest, like, yeah, I'm interested, just let me know, or something like that. Then you can obviously do like 4, 5, 6 follow-up, okay. But if you just follow up them and they are cold, and you just follow up after follow-up after follow-up, they just mark your email as spam, and you will go to the spam box. That's why if they are cold, they not replied, don't follow up, because you just will go to the spam box. I not tested that, but I think you can agree with me that it's not bad to assume that it's logic that they probably mark your email as spam or unsubscribe or stuff like that. That's why follow up on them not really useful if you have no previous contact. Also, I don't know, it's probably relevant to say that Stefan said once, it's not just me and prospect we are fighting, it's me and a prospect versus the problem. And as I see it, it's, imagine if you would just start a conversation with them like, hello, we are doing this and this gets you more clients. Do you want to buy it? Probably no. And why? Like, why you would not buy it, right? That's why probably it's not even enough words for me to explain. That's why you need to understand that you need to rewatch your own cold calls, sales call, and do just mock sales calls with people, and that way you improve. I just decided to include this weapon. If you also get something wrong from all of this, weapon number 1 is silence. You just let them talk, because that's how you close. Just let them talk, let them explain their problems. In that way they will feel understood, that you understand them, and in that way you're more likely to close them. That's why just be silent and ask questions about their current situation. And try to really understand them, not just because it's just some weapon tip or stuff like that. Try to really understand their problem, because probably exist some chances that you not help them. That's probably also possible. That's why try to really understand them. That's it. And the way I do that is just asking questions. But once again, you just do mock calls. And once again, Charlie Morgan says, every video is useful. No, it's not. I don't agree with that. Otherwise, I would include absolutely everything. For example, section 4, understand the current situation. And I see this like not problem. It's not a problem, but it feels when you ask these questions like, what does your ideal client look like? What do you would like to sell most? What problem you are solving for your customers? Like probably you get some reply like, hey mate, we just do auto detailing, for example. That's it, that's what we do. Or we just do roofing, or I don't know, whatever niche you are in. So just ask really important questions, not just because they are on your list, but because you are trying to understand their problem, why they are here with you on a call. Because I can tell you that they're not just receiving a lot of these cold calls every day. Yeah, that's also the case. And maybe you catch them at a time when they're like, oh, okay, well, fine, I booked this appointment with you. Maybe some people really would book an appointment with you like that, but maybe you just did a good job and stood out from different cold callers if you cold call. But when they jump on a call with you, just remember that you are not the first, not second, not third, and not even fifth or 10th. They already was talking to a lot of these marketing agencies, and what I can tell you, all these calls are the same because they use the same framework. This all agency owners as you go on YouTube, watch video like this, and start asking same questions. And just because you look at the same, they probably don't buy. And I'm not saying they. Again, I'm rambling. I'm just saying text just because I text. No. What I'm trying to say, mate, is if you ask these questions because you really mean it. These questions really mean something. And this question really help you to understand them and help them somehow. Not just because somebody said that to you. Okay, this video, Conquering Objections, you can obviously go and watch. I mean, this was worth rewatching or watching just at least one time. What I want to say is this objection, for example, let me think about it. You can go on YouTube and watch like videos like how to handle all of this. Right now we are talking about these videos that Charlie Morgan created. I don't know even why I'm doing a recap of all of this, but okay, I decided to do this. Okay, why not? So let me think about it. He said, I'm so glad that you brought that up. And you know, when someone's telling me that I need to think about it, it's usually because one of three things. It's the lack of confidence in a product, the lack of confidence in myself that I'm able to deliver, or the lack of confidence in themselves. So out of those three, John, how do you feel? What is more applicable for you? Or what resonates more with you? And that's how you go with almost any objections, like with money or stuff like that. They not just because money, or because they probably is because they lack of confidence, or they not allocated money because they would rather to spend money with somebody else or somewhere else, stuff like that. But you just ask them these questions, and the point that Charlie Morgan is trying to say from this video is, under this objection or smokescreen or you name it, lays something that they are thinking, and they are even not consciously aware why they are saying this, because it's kind of unconscious conversation. Well, it's kind of conscious when you're doing a sales call, but it's still unconscious when you are talking, right? So you need to understand the root of the problem, otherwise they won't buy because they don't feel understood. And I can tell you that they would rather even spend additional like 20 or 50 grand if they feel understood. rather than they just go with some company that do exactly the same thing, but they just this thing like, hey, hello, we are doing this, do you want to buy this thing? Remember I was saying to you. So they probably won't buy. Why? Because they don't feel understood. And here you just need to understand the objection, why they are saying this, like why, what's preventing you to move forward. And then they are saying to you, and then you just either handle that or you just not handle that. It's up to you. But that's why I say to you that you need to do more mock sales calls.
People in your niche, you can't judge the effectiveness of anything in your business.
Yeah, that's 30 calls rule. Just because this coin can flip 50-50, it doesn't mean that it's going to flip like heads, tails, heads, tails. No, it's going to be heads, heads, tails, 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 heads. It's randomly, but with volume, it's going to be roughly 50-50, like 50%. And this 30 calls rule, it's you do exactly the same script, like 30 calls in a row, and only then you change. Same things with testing, like you do like send, I don't know, maybe 300 call emails and then you change. Or 300 calls and then you change. Once again, you do the volume in order to get some data, and then you change. You need to get enough data. And by the way, that's the end. Just tell me what's preventing you from getting successful with this program, because I see a lot of people in this like school community, but not all of them are successful, including myself. Like, I mean, in some point I can say success, but I mean, real results with money. I mean, not everyone getting there. Tell me why. What's stopping you? What's the problem? Really, you can just write in the comments, like, why not?